Welcome to the Drop Dead Gorgeous Gallery.
Salutations, one and all. It is I, the sinister one, Murky Monday. I am your host here, and allow me to be your guide here, the Drop Dead Gorgeous Gallery. And I would like to welcome you to our newest exhibit. That's right, friends and family. This exhibit today, we feature the incomparable, the musical genius, the one and only. There's none other like him. He didn't even have a name for a while, so it was hard to call him by anything other than the artist. The artist, formerly known as Prince. Yes, indeed. What an honor it is to work on this particular person. Today here in the Drop Dead Gorgeous Gallery, we will be working on this man here, one of the biggest influences of my life as a young adolescent man growing up in the 80s, trying to figure out, navigate his way through the world of being a man in pursuit of a woman. Let me tell you, this man's music laid the soundtrack to a lot of love making, good and bad. Let me just tell you, because when I was young, I wasn't very good at it. But when I put on a Prince song, it just made it that much better. Let me tell you, 100%. There's no other way that I could even explain to you how this man's music influenced so many things in my life. Literally, I lived for pretty much my whole freshman year like I was in Minnesota. Like I ate fish out of Lake Minnetonka. Let me tell you, part of the problem was that it was just one of those things. Everything turned purple in 1984. Everything turned purple in 1984, and just it was everywhere. It was inescapable. Not that I was trying to, but I mean, there was only three things on the radio. It was Prince, or it was Michael Jackson, or it was Madonna. That's it. That's all you had in any pop music thing. You had who was what would be considered to be the king of pop, but to me, the Prince ruled the everything. Because to me, you see, it was one of those things where Prince was a person who he's a musician, more than just a vocalist, like more than just a snazzy dancer, right? This man is a musician. And so that's kind of the thing that was key for me, is that I don't know that I really remember seeing Michael Jackson really play instruments. I'm not saying that the man never did, but I can't think of an instrument that Michael Jackson, that Michael Jackson dominated that instrument. I just can't see that. I see Michael Jackson as a singer. I see Michael Jackson as a dancer. You know what I mean? Certainly. But Prince literally in Madison Square Garden played 30 instruments. 30 different instruments at concert level skill. He put on a concert for 3 hours where this man literally played 30 different instruments for charity. That's what he did. That's this man right here. So to me, there was never really a doubt. Certainly, I love Michael Jackson. Not gonna say that I don't. I grew up with the Jackson 5, right? Certainly. But when it was the Prince Michael thing, I was walking down the street in a ruffle shirt, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I had on the tights. We tried to make a band behind this man. The band's name, we called ourselves Elegance. We were terrible. Oh my God, we were terrible. But we called ourselves Elegance. We dressed the part, and we looked sexy. but I couldn't. That's when I first picked up a bass. That's when I first decided I was going to be a bass player. And you know what helped that happen? Let me tell you, there was this thing where one of my good buddies, the year before, did a talent show thing where this man performed with a bunch of other people. He performed the Thriller Zombie Walk. Let me tell you, I just told you, Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson killing it with Thriller, 1983. And so he was out there and he performed the Thriller Moonwalk dance, right? And he killed it, killed the show, killed it, right? But then the next year, I'm in high school with him, right? And we decided that we are going to do Let's Go Crazy. The video, the music, the scene that opens the movie, that we're going to perform that. And we did. We literally practiced every dance move, every line to lip sync this thing to perfection. The only thing that we lacked was musical instruments because we were broke. We were from the ghetto. None of us had none of that. We had no musical instruments. So we made cardboard cutouts and we played on buckets and we just rehearsed and practiced, and we were gonna let the purple gods rain down on us some serendipity that day. And you know what they did? They had a friend of mine was in a band that was gonna play after us. It's weird that I say pray in the Freudian slip because that would ultimately be the name of his band years later. Anyway, and so he was like, we'll set up and then y'all can lip sync and use all our stuff. You know what I mean? And then when you're done, we'll go ahead and close out the show. And that's what we did. And we did Let's Go Crazy with instruments on the show. We had flash pots because the person who was playing keyboards, her brother was a magician, and so he set up these flash pots. So we had pyrotechnics at the show, and we did this. Oh my God, it was incredible. We killed it. We killed it so much that when the real band came on to play, everybody had taken off to be with us and hang out. So it was just incredible. But this man literally was the soundtrack of my adolescence. And I would have to say that I was a devout follower of Prince's music pretty much all the way up into the Batman album. At that point in time, I had grown to an older adult, and it's not that I didn't appreciate his music or the direction or any of those things. It's just I, as a person, was somewhere else, and I was trying to avoid the comic book world. I had done a lot of years doing some comic book work, and I was kind of burnt on the taste of comic books. And, you know, him doing the Batman thing was kind of cool for him, but for me it was kind of like, whatever. But after that, this man would still go on to have an incredible career and put out all kinds of music and then do things literally to advance the nature of artists owning their own music, because for a lot of years, he didn't even own the rights to Purple Rain, and he fought so hard to get it to where it is today, almost off top, that artists own everything that they do. No big deal. Nobody's thought anything of it. That's just the way it is for them these days. But this man was the pioneer of that. Without this man's work and efforts to make that be the case, artists would still be struggling and not owning their work. So this man is, an incredible pioneer, and I can't think of one person. I can't think of any person that doesn't know 2 or 3 Prince songs that just makes them want to get up and dance or play some music instrument to this man to inspire them. And the thing about this man is that, he even has this enjoyment for humor, because that whole Dave Chappelle thing about Charlie Murphy playing basketball with him, that's true. That's funny, because I knew in the 80s, in reading about this guy in magazines, that basketball was his favorite sport. And so the thing about them playing basketball and the blouses and eating pancakes, this man, Prince, absolutely loved the humor of that. This man loved to laugh, you know, and certainly he was a little way out there, you know, when it came to, you know, his mentality or religious beliefs, you know, but really he just wanted everybody to see the dawn, you know what I mean? He wanted everybody to be happy, to be free, to really just love. You know what I mean? I can't think of Prince in any other way except to be like an expression of love, masculine and feminine in one person for everybody. And of course, purple, because nobody's purple but Prince. Do you understand? And so now you can't even see purple and not think Prince. So, I mean, this man is beyond just whatever we could even imagine. He was that, and he was then some. You know what I mean? And just his discography, his creations, all the things that this man created, it's beyond anyone's ability to even encompass it all. You know? And let me just say that, you know, in one of those things where it's a tragedy that one of my heroes goes down on the drug addiction thing, you know, understand that this is a man who injured himself jumping up and down off of everything into some splits in high heels that ultimately would cause him to do damage to his hips and need some surgery. And it just so happened to be at a time frame in life where doctors were giving out bad medicine for pain. And I think that, you know, a Prince that would have had a better understanding of what they were doing to him would have been better equipped to maybe not go that route. So I think that he falls as a victim to, you know, that prescription painkiller opiate addiction that they unleashed on us, right? I think that he was a victim in that war, you know, and this is a man who fought his whole career, you know, he was a fighter and a lover, you know what I mean? And I was sad to hear that he had died. You know, it was right after a holiday Easter visit with my family. And the next day I got a call that he was gone. Yeah, I cried. I don't know that I didn't cry at some point while I didn't do this painting. It was difficult. This one kind of hurt. But yeah, I guess that's what makes this guy cry. He was one of the best, you know, most certainly. No one, we'll never get another one like him. I hope that I got him. He was difficult. He was difficult. Thank you for watching. May you live to see the dawn.
Thank you for your visit to the Drop Dead Gorgeous Gallery. We hope you enjoyed your time while you were here. We encourage you to come back with your earliest convenience. If you would like to be a victim, an exhibit in the gallery, contact us. Thank you.